Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. Are you having a hard time figuring out how to convince your clients to buy from you again? This is one of the things that you must master when you're scaling your business. No matter what service you're selling, what product you're selling, you have to make things easier for yourself by learning to sell to your existing clients. Now, many people, including the client that I talked to in this episode, have a challenge with this. There's a mindset block. There's an internal perspective shift that needs to happen. So I can't wait for you to listen to this Coaching Uncut episode where I help my client change how she's seeing the situation so that she can really scale her business and support her clients at the highest and best level for them. And of course, that helps her grow as well. Okay. Listen in. Hope you enjoy the episode. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So we left off last time talking about me saying, it's this ongoing thing, private coaching, group coaching, and my current existing hang up about, well, if they have one, why would they need the other? And, when there's like a premium investment level that I'm, expecting people to make, I go into this place of like, oh, well, they already spent, X thousands of dollars on this offering here. And that makes me feel wrong in some way to even contemplate suggesting to them that they should make an additional investment on top of that. I think that's like the root of my mindset that needs to be cleaned up. So
yeah, how are you going to do that?
I don't know. Well, I think the first thing is clarity, getting clear for myself and on paper what are not just the feature differences of private versus a group experience, but how those different modalities serve different purposes and create different outcomes. That's part of it, but that's not all of it, because then it's like, well, then why don't I decide which is the outcome that's most needed by the individual, kind of like a doctor. What prescription am I giving them? And I give them one, not the other. And so the thought of them doing it concurrently, I know I'm not answering your question, I'm just saying this is what keeps coming up. I got to try a little harder to come up with what I was going to do, because I'm not. This is exactly. Okay. It's like, what am I not? I'm not seeing something. I'm not allowing myself to see something, because to me it's like, what I said. What's the different outcomes that each of them get? But then come up that next counter argument.
I'm just going to interject here. You already know the answer to the logic piece, okay?
Right.
Your subconscious. We've gone through it. You've articulated it, and now it's about you owning it, right? It's not about you getting clear on it anymore. You've already figured it out, okay? You've already got the answer. So now you have to recognize this is the subconscious noise coming up, okay? You have to recognize that the way through is by taking action, which is go sell it, okay? And it feels like a mini terror barrier, no doubt, okay?
Yeah, it feels like a big one because every negative connotation my subconscious is throwing up, like the whole theme of charlatan and money grabber, here are my wares, buy all of them. Like all of that.
So just
what's
stop. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go, oh, wait, I sent Amira a text over the weekend saying that all of them want private coaching.
Yeah.
Okay? Like the logic here is not they think you're a charlatan. Okay?
Right.
The logic here is actually they want more. Why am I going to let my self-doubt keep them from having what they want?
Oh, well, I'm not. And I guess I'm going back in the circle. I'm like, but how do I not do that? And then I'm coming back to
it's really, this is
sell it.
Yeah, you have to. This is where, I talk about, and you have to recognize this. You're in the weeds. That's why you're working with me, okay? So that you know this for other people, but I get that you're in the weeds for yourself here, okay?
I am.
That there's two ways to change your subconscious programming. One is constant spaced repetition, right? Reprogram that belief, okay? And the other thing is do something different and survive. Sometimes you have to do something different multiple times and survive. But this is a terror barrier.
Yeah, it totally is.
This is your subconscious going, no, 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 no.
Yeah, like wrong, bad, don't go crazy. It's like that next level. It's like you can have clients and you can have clients pay you what you feel now are premium rates. And I'm saying that because the rates will continue to grow. And that's my next terror barrier, but I'm going to put that on the back burner. But you can't, do more than one thing at a time with a person.
That's not true.
And I know,
right?
I will live. Well, I think that's part of the problem is that, I was about to say, well, I don't really know that is true. And then I thought, well, wait a second, but I've done that with you. And I didn't think of it in those terms, meaning, group and private at the same time. They're like two different.
Group, private, purposes. Another coaching program, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly, for different things. I will say, I did say to somebody else the other day, I was like, you might want to look into A, B, and C, like a specialist to help you write your book, whatever. But my point was, I made the point that, I've worked with multiple coaches at the same time, and you can too.
Exactly. And here's the thing. You work with me in multiple fashions. You work with another coach. Great.
Right.
You have your friends and colleagues. You have the past source group. You have support. This idea that you need to limit the amount of support that you have is cockamamie, okay? It's scarcity.
Yeah, well, right. And what comes up there is the equation that I clearly have around, well, I can have plenty of support, but do I have to, but if there's a scarcity of money to be invested, and so you have to choose.
Yeah.
But that's
so stop thinking that way.
Because I also pay for a trainer and I pay for a psychiatrist and
so, all of it.
Various things.
Now let's go back to your previous employer, okay?
Yeah.
You would not have a job if someone 100 years ago didn't say, I need help.
Right.
If someone didn't say, I need more than one person. I need 5 people. I need 10 people. I need 20 people.
Right. You're right. They keep hiring to get all the help that they need.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's an investment in the business. If you look at yourself, the business of life, if you look at your clients, the business of life, they need to invest in themselves to grow their business.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
But the problem that people have is the subconscious programming and not having the willingness to test it. Now,
when you test it, is it perfect every time?
No.
Sometimes you sell all 4 people who are interested. Sometimes you don't. But you still done it, and you learn something from it, and you grow, okay?
Right. No, this is...
And, and people have a really hard time seeing themselves as, like, you seeing yourself as a business that you invest in, because you haven't done the things. I'm not speaking about you in particular, but in general, you haven't done the things that prove to yourself that you are trustworthy to take that step. And this is where people get hung up. They think that they have to prove their trustworthiness first before taking the step, versus I take the step and then I prove my trustworthiness.
Yeah.
Like, if I make this investment in myself / my business, I will get a return on investment with it. Okay?
Yeah.
Think of it this way. If I charged, I don't know, $500,000 for coaching. Yeah. But you knew that you would double your money, right? You would earn $1 million for investing 500. You'd be like, all day, every day.
Of course.
Okay?
No brainer.
Because you would have no brainer. You would have certainty. But you don't have that certainty in advance. That's not how business works. Okay?
Right.
At some point you learn that, like with with Facebook ads. Once you get it dialed in, then it's a cash machine. Okay? You know how much you need to put in to get this return on investment. But it takes 6 months to figure that out. Are you willing to be uncertain and spend the money to do that? Right? You have to have a certain level.
True.
You can't. You have to have a certain
It's
level.
like
of trust
investing in anything.
Correct. And you have to trust yourself to stay the course, to be persistent, to be unstoppable, not quit. Versus I trust myself to be perfect, right? Like, I just did Facebook ads. Why aren't they working? Right? That's like insisting on perfection versus I know that I can trust myself to continue.
Oh, so good. That is genius. And I know I've been there. We've been there with me in that place of, can I really trust myself? And I see it with, my clients and prospects all the time. And I know I'll get through it, but this is a really helpful, it's not the first time I'm hearing it, but it's a very helpful, I feel like I'm hearing it at a deeper level, I guess is the point. And also the truth of it in a way that I feel like I can work with and share with other people who need to hear this and understand it and say it in an integrity versus I feel like, I'm just trying to sell people on something. And like, it's so true. What else do you invest in? If you invest in the stock, equity, in the stock market, something may have a track record of generating X amount of return, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. But are you going to not make the investment because you don't have a guarantee up front? Like, that's crazy.
Correct. But some people think that way. Okay. So, there was one other thing to say. Oh, levels of awareness. Okay.
Yeah.
To your point, like, you've heard this before, you're hearing it differently. It's not new information per se, but it's your level of awareness. It's dropping in at a different level. Okay.
Exactly.
So good on you for recognizing that and being like, okay, I get it at this level. Now the thing is you have to go apply it at this level. Okay.
Of course.
So your
that's coming. It's going to happen.
Your homework, right, is go take the action on this. Go have the conversations in the way you know how to do with high integrity. You're like, hey, you mentioned this, that you really wanted this, and I've been giving it some thought, and I have a way of doing that with you if you want to have that conversation. Would you like to talk about it? Okay? Easy peasy, lemon breezy. Okay?
Yes. Totally. Okay. I'm on it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Coaching Uncut. Let us know in the comments what you learned and how you can apply it to your own life and business. We absolutely love hearing from you. And we also love receiving your feedback. So thank you in advance for your likes and reviews. They really help us connect with more women who need this information to help them scale. So much appreciated for that and taking the time to do that. Now, if it's go time for you and you're ready to scale your life and your business, then I want to offer you up something. I want to offer you access to our Be Unstoppable Facebook group. We drop daily and weekly resources in this free group that show you exactly how to scale, what you need to be doing differently. So if you want access to that group and it's go time for you, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, and that will redirect you there. So theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, no spaces, and start by getting your copy of the scale plan, which lives there, and it's totally free. So go do that now, and then tune in to the next episode and continue to be unstoppable.